Papa USA, yeah!
This is Car Bros Podcast, episode 27.
The big 27.
Yeah.
Big 27.
Yeah. 27. Wow. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Hello to our fans. Hello to our patrons.
Sup?
Here is a announcement.
Big announcement.
Big announcement.
Drum roll.
February 24th, we're going to do another live stream. February 24th, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
No.
2019.
Oh, sorry, 2019.
We're going to go back in time.
Yeah.
And do like,
I can't believe it's 2019 already. Okay, February 24th, 2019, 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do a live stream. So
you don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Mark your calendars. The last one was a ton of fun. A lot of people there, a lot of questions, a lot of interaction. This one will be even better. Mm-hmm. I guarantee it.
Yes.
So yeah, hope to see you there. February 24th, 2019, 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Hello to our patrons.
Hi,
fellas.
Especially the new
Ladies.
ones.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, they're trickling in. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Patreon is getting more fun. The more people that are on there.
And the
more
cool
fun
thing,
it is.
it's like whenever someone joins, they always like chime in with like a good question.
Yeah,
Like
like they
a cool,
bring
like,
bring something.
Right.
So like that's like a whole nother little like cool little like
community.
Yeah, Car Bros community is a Patreon. It's getting better. It's getting more active. The podcast is helping, but they're making it
Yes,
better.
absolutely.
So it's getting better. On Patreon, I have put we are doing like really bad car reviews, kind of
First impressions.
impression sort of thing, like uncut,
Very raw.
zero cuts of driving cars, and we just did one of Garrett's Dart.
Yes.
So
1970.
2015 Dodge Dart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SXT. No.
Yeah, so check that out. Here's a tiny little taste of that.
It's a little stiff, but it's not bad. And these roads kind of suck.
Especially right here. Yeah.
So that's all you get. If you wanna check that out, that is on Patreon, among other things, among some lively discussion, calling us out for not
Behind the scenes stuff too.
behind the scenes stuff and that kind of stuff. So that's a lot of fun. Also, take a moment to rate this podcast on iTunes because that helps spread it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that was all the upfront stuff. Yeah. Okay, hot take.
Yeah.
Here's a hot take. It occurred to us that like one of the newest, I don't know about hottest segments.
I'd say it's hot.
It's just a growing segment.
It is a growing segment. Is like kind of adventure vehicles, or like that whole like just something that lets you feel adventurous. Yeah, I guess. It's like
there's a trail.
Yeah, that's a good like image. People are enjoying that image.
Outdoorsy.
Yeah, it's almost like performance for people who don't really care about performance. It's like outdoorsy. Like, can you throw a dog in it? And, it's
How
like
many dogs?
Take it anywhere.
Yeah, like go up the trail and like off road. Like this has been around, like Honda Element and stuff, and like Subaru's always kind of been that way. But it's like it's getting kind of hot these days. Like 4Runner sales being through the roof.
Yes,
and like Subarus in a big way.
Yeah.
People are just getting more into outdoor activities, I think.
Or at least making it look like they're into it.
Or they are into the idea of them. Yeah, either way. Just like people are into the idea of performance, and like buying stuff that they don't necessarily need. So that is a segment. And we went on this long rant about TRD Pro, the Pro line of like 4Runners and Tacomas and stuff.
And they just added the Sequoia.
And they just added the Sequoia. I didn't read anything about that. I also saw the TRD like Sport.
RAV4. Yeah, TRD off-road.
Wouldn't a TRD Sequoia just be the Land Cruiser?
No, it's the Tundra. It's like similar to a Tundra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Land Cruiser is like a totally different platform.
Even though it kind
But the
of
Sequoia looks the same as the Land
looks
Cruiser.
the same.
That's what I mean. So isn't...
But it's like twice the price, or something. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure a TRD Pro Sequoia is going to be,
I don't know,
about the same price.
What is it? I haven't read anything about it.
Is it a truck? It's
like
an SUV or it's a truck?
It's the same as whatever they do, the TRD Pro Tundra.
So spring shocks,
wheels, tires.
Yeah,
like a
that's
skid
cool.
plate.
Yeah, I think the problem with the a TRD Pro Land Cruiser, I love the Land Cruiser. I think it's a really cool car. It's just it's 80 grand,
Right.
And a TRD Pro one would be like 100.
Yeah.
It's just like there's no.
But the Land Cruiser is already very off-road capable, isn't it?
It's extremely.
That's what I mean. So how can you even make it how can you
rims?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true.
Not
Unique
like
colors,
well,
bro?
that's the thing. It's like
Oh, but
they
did actually just come out with a 60th anniversary Land Cruiser. That's literally just like a couple badges.
It's
and
badges
a color.
of like some, but it's like close enough.
Right.
I think that is the TRD Pro.
Yeah.
I just don't think anyone would touch a Land Cruiser. Well, the whole point of a Land Cruiser, honestly, it's like that is one of the most like stealth wealth vehicles in existence because they don't look like anything.
Yeah.
It looks like a Highlander or something.
Right.
That's like super high end. And I think a lot of people like that about them.
That's why there's. I don't know when the last time I saw like
An actual Land Cruiser.
A newer Land Cruiser.
Yeah, I never see
driving.
them.
Yeah, not that you know.
That's true. Could have been a Sequoia. Or
I see them around. They're not
Highlander.
particularly attractive cars, which is unfortunate. The previous generation was way better looking, but they're just insane reliability and durability. They're cool cars.
But you were saying like if they just came out with TRD versions of
Well, I'm just saying like that TRD Pro, they've struck a nerve.
right.
Because people are going nuts over something that is like image mostly. It's
Yeah.
like it's good, especially the new 4Runner. They went to like it's a pretty expensive shock.
They've basically killed it on branding. Like
Yeah,
getting
but it's
people
just like
buying
overall, it's
into
like
it.
they're killing it on branding. I
Yeah.
saw one driving down here as a TRD Pro 4Runner, a black one, and the license plate was like rugged 4, and it's like, damn, like it's not.
as he's just cruising down the highway.
Yeah, it's like it's not that crazy of a car, but it's like that image is very seductive, apparently. And so we were talking about Subaru is so well positioned to capture this, and they kind of have accidentally. Like the Forester and Crosstrek are popular.
Yeah.
like they're fairly capable.
Yeah, they're about as capable as you can get in like that kind of car based.
Right. Subaru's all-wheel drive is like, it's splendid. You know, I'm not knocking it, but like how sweet would it be? Here's where we get into the like fantasy bloviating. Essentially a Crosstrek with a STI drivetrain.
Or even just a regular WRX.
I agree. That would be enough. WRX drivetrain.
Either way, yeah.
But how sweet would STI, like stronger.
Yeah, throwing the STI name on it.
Because it's like the diffs are stronger too, aren't they? It's like
And the
diffs, brakes, transmission. It's
Yeah.
just like put something with some serious balls into a body that is raised.
I'm pretty
It'd be
sure
like a
they-
fucking like Baja buggy on steroids.
I'm pretty sure they made a Forester STI like in Japan only, right?
They did, but those were pretty.
That
Those are the old Foresters are kind of more just like wagons,
Right, yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, this is like an STI with some ground clearance and a more usable body,
Bigger tires.
but still like bulletproof drivetrain.
Yeah.
Something you can just like bomb on. And like fat, like slower than an STI. Fine. It's
Yeah.
not that, but just like it has all of the image of both whatever people love Subarus for and rugged, whatever outdoor TRD Pro Crosstrek STI.
Right.
With some actual drivetrain durability. That's the part that I think there's room for it, and Toyota's pretty much cleaning house.
It'd be like a car that's essentially like built for rallycross,
Right,
like
yeah.
off the fucking showroom floor.
But it would just be like, I can see people just going nuts for that. Even if it was, how much is an STI? Mid-30s?
It's MSRP is
35,
high
40,
30s.
yeah.
Man.
People will probably pay like 50 for something.
I know, I was going to say people pay 50, but if it was like low 40s,
Yeah.
that would just be like the darling.
Or if they just had a WRX one that's like 32.
Yeah, to me, the WRX motor in that is like what they obviously should do, and I
But they
can't
won't.
believe
Yeah.
they
Right.
won't. Like,
Yeah.
it's shocking to me that they have this like gutless.
Especially like they just came out with the Forester Sport, which Garrett and I checked out, and it looks great. Like the little sporty accents they added and stuff to it, but it still has the weak ass motor with the
they put
CB.
these puny drivetrains in these things. But yeah, how sweet STI. As is, just like not like in carbon brakes. It's just like I want to build one. I want to find an STI that had a tree dropped on the roof.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be made for like grip.
Yeah, no, it's not that.
Yeah.
But it's like that's not what that segment's about.
Right.
You know, it's just like
Yeah.
And I also think Honda could do something with the HRV. Is that what that thing
Or
is?
CRV, yeah.
The HRV is
CRV
like the
maybe,
small.
yeah, a CRV.
They actually,
SI
in
or
Japan and Europe,
something.
they actually just started putting the 1.5 turbo in the HRV,
Oh, really?
but only with an automatic. But
Yeah, I just think there's room for like performance.
Yeah, like a RAV
plus hipster,
or like a RAV4 TRD or something.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the CRV and the RAV4 are too big, though. Or maybe not. I don't know.
RAV4 is not that big.
Yeah, it's like I want it to be compact.
yeah, like the size of like a small car.
Yeah, but the selling point really is the tough drivetrain.
Right.
It's like it's not just like, oh yeah, and it's got all-wheel drive. It's like, no, you can like actually get this thing stuck and
Yeah.
like hammer on the drivetrain,
Yeah.
and it's pretty strong. I mean, I actually don't shit. I meant to look at Jeep's lineup.
Well, Jeep
before.
has the Trailhawks for the Compass and the Cherokee now, and the Grand Cherokee
and the Renegade.
and the Renegade. Yeah, true. And so they are like they're the same motors that you get with the regular versions of them,
Yeah.
but they're just more off-road capable with like lockable diffs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that is a smart segment to get
The
into.
new Cherokee even has a turbo, like a 2-liter turbo,
Really?
which is like
Yeah.
not fast, but like
yeah.
not gutless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just keep all this stuff we keep talking about. I keep fantasizing about the STI thing because you really could build one. I feel like you could build one for close to what that MSRP would be.
But like a
You just have to find like a
stolen Crosstrek,
Crosstrek that like flood damaged
Mm-hmm.
Crosstrek, and STI that rolled like with 10 miles on it or something.
and then spent a few weeks.
Just taking stuff over. Because isn't the Crosstrek the Impreza platform?
Yeah.
It's like it probably is that
It's
far
the exact
off.
same car, just lifted up.
Just lifted,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, like some like softer shocks with some travel and stuff. Oh man, I feel like that would just
imagine like the commercials are just like spinning around.
yeah. I feel like it would actually sell though.
Oh yeah,
But that's like not the
Actually
normal
sell.
Subaru commercial anyway. Like they barely show the car.
they've kind of moved away from
Yeah,
that.
but like if they actually the Tacoma commercials, the TRD Tacoma commercials, it's like them like driving like 60 miles an hour down this dirt road and the body's
it's
like
always
bouncing
just,
all around.
bombing down some fire road or something. Yeah, so Subaru,
Get on it.
get on it. I actually think that would sell. And I was laughing the other day about like the things enthusiasts ask for. They're like, why don't they? Oh, why don't they? And I was laughing about someone had commented on. I forget who it was, but they were saying that their CRV. Oh, I think it was Carl because he had like a Forester, whatever XT,
Oh, the old one.
2.5 or whatever. Yeah, like the cool older Forester. And he was like, this is way better than a, what did he say, minivan? I think it's
Just a crossover.
It's better than a crossover.
Yeah.
Or something. I think it's because we were saying minivans are better than crossovers.
Oh, yeah.
We were saying he was like, this one's better.
No, I think it was because we didn't straight up hate the idea of crossovers. We were like, they're kind of okay.
Car based.
Yeah.
Either way, I was laughing at the idea of like the enthusiast asking for a Odyssey Type R.
There was like a Photoshop of that. Going around.
Yeah, I'm just imagining like stiffly sprung Odyssey. Like the wife's all mad. Like, why did you get this? It's fast.
6-speed.
Yeah, it's like a stick. It's all hard to drive.
Kind of want one.
Sweet. Like a cage, like no seats.
See how one's
Two passenger van, like sliding door.
Huge wing on the back.
Nothing.
Well, remember Mark had the Odyssey that was like lowered and stuff, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
You can make them cool. But I just mean like often enthusiasts will be like, oh, why don't they make this?
Right.
And it's like such a stupid idea.
Right.
Why don't they put the... Yeah, but there are genuinely, there are a few combinations of like drivetrain and car that like manufacturers should totally do.
Yeah. Like the stick.
I mean, that's what Dodge is doing. Dodge is like just taking their Hellcat, just like throw it in everything.
On the other end,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, Dodge, why don't you put like the Hellcat motor in the fucking Grand Cherokee? And they're like, here.
Yeah.
Like, okay, is this what you want? It's like, thank you. Great.
Did it?
You're like, why do you make a Jeep pickup? Okay.
It's just like, what do you want?
It's weird because like when the Trackhawk came out, like there was all those articles like how it's not selling and like did Dodge make a huge mistake and stuff like that. But I see them everywhere.
Yeah, not only are they everywhere, they're awesome.
They're freaking sweet.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah. You make the Hellcat even faster. Here.
There you go.
You want it faster? You want to do fucking wheelies? Like, what else do you want?
Dodge is kind of like that company that we talked about in the last episode of the 60s. Just like,
Yeah.
You know,
What do you want?
yeah,
whatever you
let's
want.
do it.
Check this box.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also think, not to dwell on this topic, because this one is a little like, oh, why don't they? The RCF motor in FRS.
Yeah.
Just go
From
for
the factory.
Yeah, V8 stick, cheap car.
New Supra.
I don't think
Body.
it couldn't be that cheap.
Yeah. Well, I bet, because what's an FRS? Like mid-20s? Or sorry, mid-6 or whatever.
Yeah, probably like high 25 to 30.
If you can make that thing for mid-40s and like change nothing else, it doesn't need to be any nicer. Just put a V8 with a stick.
That's like
in an
that's
FRS.
like that like old school.
Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah,
They're probably-
it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
It'd be insane. That car would be insane. It's so like crazy. Blow the Supra out of the water. Nobody would give a shit
Yeah,
about a Supra.
that's probably the biggest reason why they wouldn't do that.
That thing exists. Yeah, because the RCF is cool, but it's like it's just way too luxurious. There's just way too much other shit going on.
It's like a really
much
cool
fluff.
motor kind of wrapped in a kind of floaty package.
that starts to get into a little bit of like, oh, why don't they just do it? But like, I truly think
Let me tell you how to run your car.
this like crazy V8
Oh, yeah.
in like a super good chassis, and like, yeah, maybe it's a little too much power, but like whatever. I mean, that thing would just be instant classic.
Yeah.
They couldn't sell those at MSRP, I'm sure. Okay, enough about that. The main one is the Crosstrek STI.
Yeah.
That one for sure would sell. The other one's kind of a joke. Okay, so we ask periodically on Patreon for like user questions, comments, that kind of stuff. Do you have this one written? It's by Tyler.
I don't have it verbatim here, but one of our newest patrons, Tyler,
Tyler?
he asked if we have any like horrible car working on mechanical experiences.
A nightmare mechanic situation.
Yeah, that kind of like soured us on working on cars. I have a couple.
Yeah, he mentioned his friend's Audi B5 S4, just that like earlier Audi.
Finicky.
It's like I have a friend who has one, and like they're pretty awful to work on, and especially the timing chain, I think, is just like historically total bitch job. And I wanted to like interview my friend about doing that, but I didn't, and I don't have any firsthand experience with that, so I'm not going to talk about the Audi, but Tyler did. So shout out to any Audi B5 owners out there who are struggling with this. But I've got one, so go ahead.
You can start.
No, you start.
All right. I've got a couple, but one is like my first like real experience trying to work on a car is when I had my 73 Plymouth Duster back in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Tan.
Yeah. Black hood.
Tan interior.
Black hood.
Tan on tan. Strong combo.
Yeah, but it had a just weak ass like 318 stock small block.
Little bitch ass motor.
I just like I remember like I got some headers from this guy that we knew. They like either gave me them, they were used, small block Mopar headers.
Yeah.
He either like gave me them or I paid him like $10 or something for them. They're kind of fucked up, but like, oh, these will work. Sure.
Yeah.
And so I don't even know why I wanted like it's gonna like unlock some power.
Yeah,
like, it's gonna make it sound cool.
Mm-hmm.
So me and my dad like start working on it, and those cars just have like the V8 in those cars is like a tight fit.
Yeah, from the factory.
even just the small block.
Yeah.
So like putting headers on a car like that is not easy.
Right.
And it just became this like nightmare, like hitting the like steering box.
Yeah.
And like trying to wedge it in there.
Yeah.
We probably and like
Do I go from the bottom? Do I go from the
yeah,
top?
yeah. And it was I don't know, we probably spent like a week, on a couple hours a day just like trying to like fit these things on, like no money. Like I was in high school, like broke at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So my dad was getting all fucking pissed off, and I was getting pissed off.
Yeah.
And then we finally got them on. It's like, all right, they're on. And then like take it for a drive. And like I remember like I drove it around the block and it was just like exhaust leaks everywhere.
Yeah.
With the steering column was still like hitting it a little bit, and they would bottom out on like every little bump. Yeah. It's like, fuck. And so like literally like after we took it around the block, we like drove it back in, like cut them off,
Oh,
and put
really?
the stock
Oh, you put it back to
on.
stock.
Especially like these things are like not even trying to like pull them off. Just like,
It's like,
we're
nope.
sawing
These
these.
are going to the trash. Little spaghetti noodles coming
Yeah,
off.
and then the car just went back to the stock.
I have a friend, Skylar. I don't think he listens to this.
What's up, Skylar?
What's up, Skylar? He had a 280Z, I think, 75, 260 maybe. And he was putting a V8 in it. And he bought headers for it. God, I should have got his story on this. He bought headers for it, and like it was the steering column side. And he ended up mangling them because he kept like, oh, you know, sometimes it'll be like, oh, you need to like tap it here, like you need to indent the like
frame rail,
the
or
like
something?
no, like the runner on the header. Sometimes, like heat it up and like you know, give it a little
little tap,
which first of all is so fucked up. You make a product and it's like, oh, go ahead and like beat on it, you know,
dent
like,
it.
You fucking beat on it. Like, why do I have to modify your product? And so he ends up like, tapping it a little more. And he ends up just like pulling it out and like going ape rage on this thing and just beating it, just ruining it. Just mangling it out of the game. He was so mad. He wrecked the header one side of it, just beating it with a hammer. Like, I think, I wonder if he still has that car. It's one of those like, it's this weird arc with project cars where it's like, oh, you make some progress. So it's like, something happened. It's like
Lost interest.
It turns from like that project car you're working on to like that car under a tarp in your garage. Like there's kind of a scary.
I don't talk about it.
Yeah, there's kind of like a scary transition where it goes from like an active project to like, oh, you still
do it. Yeah.
Still doing that thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
just sits for 10 years.
Yeah. It's under a tarp.
Especially when it's like 90% done, like it's almost done.
Or even like 50%.
Right.
And then it's like, first of all, the car cover's on it. Then like the next step is like, oh, there's like the DVD player box, like it's like there's like paint cans on it.
Slowly.
Like, are you still working on that car? Yeah. I think my only, it's not nightmare. I'm sure I have one, but the one that came to mind is on the M5, on the E39. I think it's only the M5 motor. The thermostat in those cars, for whatever weird reason, goes out like as soon as you put a new one in. Like they just chronically have thermostats that just fail open. So it's like those cars almost always run cold. And it's like a really weird thermostat. It's like a canister style where it like drops in, and then there's like it's this aluminum housing with 6 ports, 3 kind of like things pass through it. And so there's 6 ports, and each port has an O-ring, and then the thermostat gets pressed into a seal, which gets pressed into the top. It's
very, very German.
It's very German. It's this cast aluminum part.
Yeah.
And so it's like, first of all, just getting to it's kind of a bitch. And then you like pull this thing out, and it's like this whole process of like, oh, you better order like 30 O-rings, because if you nick any of them, pressing this aluminum part with O-rings into the aluminum engine block, you have to like press it in blindly, and like you don't know if it's sealed until everything's back together,
and then you start it up.
And it's sealed by those O-rings. It is not sealed on the engine side by clamps. So it's like press it in and then do all this weird shit, and then like start the car up 2 hours later, and like it's pissing coolant because you nicked an O-ring 2 hours previous, and you had no idea. And so it's one of those things where it's like, if you're good at it, you can do it fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have dealt with that, and that was about, I think, 4 years ago the last time I did the thermostat, and now that car just runs cold. I just drive it a little more aggressively to make sure it runs warm. That's the old E39 M5 hack. Just drive the shit out of it so it runs hot. Bypass the old open thermostat by just fucking driving everywhere in second. Just punching it everywhere. Yeah, that was my nightmare story. I don't know. Do you have one?
Well, I mean, my most recent one, which we already kind of covered, was those shifter bushings on the Subaru, which... that
was a fun one.
Yeah, we already covered that one. But before that, prelude story was I mentioned this before too. Like the Prelude was attempted to be stolen the day we graduated high school.
Yeah.
And, you know, typical high school, John had like a stereo system in it with some subs and stuff like that. So obviously they stole all of that, even though they couldn't steal the full vehicle. So I got like a bunch of insurance money. I got like $2,000 because like, you know, I got all this stuff off eBay for like dirt cheap, but then the insurance company just asks you how much like it costs to replace that.
Imagining like the thieves, like
they're
probably like really mad at you
when
they did that. Like you're like, what the fuck? This let's fucking take the stereo.
And all this stuff.
Just imagining them being like really mad at you.
God damn it.
Making our life hard.
So I got like $2,000 in like insurance money. Damn. And you know, 18-year-old with fucking $2,000 and no responsibility other than a car. I decided to turbocharge the Honda Prelude.
It's like those high school
yes.
ever.
Except we're not in high school anymore. Yeah. So I bought a freaking, you know, I don't even think back then they even made like a turbo kit. Like Greddy like didn't make a turbo kit for the thing. So people just like pieced together this like fucking
like homebrew.
Yeah. So someone was selling like a full homebrew kit on eBay for like $1,800 and I'm sitting here with $2,000. I'm like,
fit the bill.
Done.
Later that day.
So I did that and then installed it with a couple of friends, not these two mics, but a couple other friends over like the course of like a week or something. And it was just total jank. Like looking back on it, like I shouldn't have, like it was the worst fucking idea ever. Like, just upgrade the fuel pump, maybe like throw in some bigger injectors, all this shit.
Yeah. Don't do anything with the piston.
Yeah. And the only like tune we had was like this, like, I can't remember it. It was like a VTEC controller unit, but you could also like reprogram your own custom map. Like you had to create a map. Like you couldn't like load one on there.
Yeah.
So I did that and we got it running, but it fucking ran like shit. Like it was super rich and drove it around for like a week and a half.
Sweet.
Like this without a tune, of course. And then one of the guys who helped me install the turbo kit, like asked if he could drive it to show his friend it. Cause he thought it was really sweet. Cause you hear the turbo spool. So he takes it out for around the block and like, 5-10 minutes later they come back and we're just hanging out at his house. And then I go to start it up to drive home, start it up, and immediately it sounds a little rough. There's some white smoke coming from the crankcase vent.
It's
normal. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm driving it home, still fucking rough as hell. Then I finally like open up the hood and just white smoke is just pouring everywhere. It turns out blew, when he drove it, obviously he got on boost for a hard time and blew all 4 pistons. Like one piston like literally had a golf ball size hole.
And it still ran?
It still ran. It just like sounded horrible.
Not great.
It's crazy what cars
it still just like worked, but it just obviously like was burning and leaking oil everywhere, but it still made it the 4-mile trip back to my parents'
drove
house.
that car for another 100,000 miles like that. No. Yeah, that's rough. I was like, when you were working on the Subaru recently, it's kind of, did I talk about this? Like just the whole phenomenon of modifying a car. Like it's one thing to like, I pulled the like springs and shocks off. I pulled the strut off and put coilovers on.
Right.
Where you're like directly replacing a part. But it's a whole nother thing to modify a car with like parts that it just totally didn't have.
Especially forcing like a forced induction on a normal.
Yeah, you're adding shit that like was not
right.
And it was not there. They made no attempt to accommodate that thing.
And it was funny because like after I blew the motor and then I just replaced it with a stock H22, like just didn't try to do turbo at all. But after during that thing, I actually like researched it and turned out like the H22 is like the worst motor to try to force induction because the cylinder sleeves are weird and shit like that.
Yeah, it's a very strong motor if you leave it stock. Like it's a very reliable motor, but it doesn't take well to boost.
Yeah.
Hondas in general were never fucking built like
when
they were designed. We want people to force.
Yeah, we want to make sure people can turbo this D series. Some of them do well. Some of them do okay. When we were doing the front mount intercooler on John's car, it's like you're adding pipes to the engine bay. Pipes, not just like I ran a vacuum hose.
Yeah,
it's like
you're adding like 3
like 4-inch diameter pipes to the engine bay, and it's like
in a very tight engine bay already.
In an engine bay that's like just super tight already, and it's like, why doesn't this fit? It's like because they didn't leave room for fucking pipes that aren't supposed to go. Why do I have to open up the fender well? Like, it's like those fucking fuel lines here.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to like
bend fuel
lines
and brake lines too.
Yeah, it's like you're doing stuff where it's like, this sucks.
You feel sketch doing it. You're just like, what the hell?
You feel sorry for the car.
Yeah, it's a whole different. It's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle. Speaking of struggle,
Nice segue.
I have a little segue for you. I don't know why I thought of this the other day, but when we were shooting, this haunts my dreams. So I thought I would let it haunt
everyone.
I thought I would ruin 800 other people's dreams. When we were shooting the second Jack Diamond video, the one where he's like Craigslist, or whatever.
Mustang,
with the Fox body Mustang, which is a totally sweet video.
Yeah, I agree.
Go check it out.
Yeah, go check it out. But when we were shooting that, we were looking for sound effects of grinding gears.
Yeah, because Jack Diamond doesn't know how to drive stick.
Yeah, because he doesn't know how to drive stick. And so, like, at the end of the video, he steals the car. And then we were like...
Tries to drive away.
Yeah, as he's driving away, he, like, sucks at it. And so we were on YouTube looking for, like, gear grinding. We're looking for sound effects.
Just a sound,
essentially. Yeah. And so it was, like, gear grind noises. Like, we were looking for them. And we accidentally
came across...
Yeah, we stumbled on this whole, like...
Fetish.
Genre of, like, fetish videos.
Guess where it comes from.
Yeah,
Take a while.
It's mostly German.
Yeah.
And it's women. I still don't totally understand it.
You would.
It's
I don't get which parts are like erotic, but it is women.
attractive women.
It is women
skimpily dressed.
Yeah, it is women struggling with cars.
And like
most notably manual shifting.
Yeah. Trying to like drive like poorly driving
manual
stick
yes.
cars
and so grinding the gears. Yes.
And the videos will be like, woman like grinds gears.
No mercy.
Like, no mercy on these gears. And she'll be like, it'll be like oh, scheiße. It's like, but it's like, which parts, where's the kink? Which part's the kink? Because like the video will be like, she's pushing the clutch really hard with her feet. And it's like, oh, it's like a feet thing. And then it'll be like, she's super helpless. And it's like, oh, maybe it's like a vulnerability thing. It's like,
she doesn't know how to drive stick.
Yeah, it's like she's really dumb. And like ill prepared for this driving. It's just like, which part of this is
maybe it's all the angles. Maybe
I think it's all the
angles.
angles.
Combination.
But hold on, I'm have John put one in here. Here's one.
Yay.
0. Oggi non è giornata, non è giornata.
Excellent.
Okay, here's the description. It's the first day at the office for Miss Melanie. She's heading to work and everything goes fine until she notices her car gives her some problems. It's like,
there's a little peek inside the mind of a German man.
It's like, what? And some of the comments are like, oh, super hot. It's like, which part? So yeah, in case you didn't know that existed, now you do.
Or if you're a fan of the videos, please let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Chime in.
What's going on here?
In. Yeah, someone will be like, this is part of like a 23-minute series that like you can pay to see the whole thing.
Well, yeah, they're very available on DVD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you like to order.
24 euros.
So, shipping's going to be expensive, though.
Yeah.
It's true. Helpless, vulnerable women driving
manual
transmission cars. Apparently it's a
trend.
That's a
what's the rule? It's like rule 14 or something. Like if on the internet rule 14. If you can think it, like in pornography, it exists or something like that.
I think the nice thing about these for people is there's no nudity involved, so they can put it on
YouTube. Yeah,
yeah, it's like they're all over the place.
And they can get those views from people just looking for sound effects.
Yeah, and for us, it's funny. We're like making this video and I have to like chop up these like kink videos because there's some genuinely good gear grinding.
Yeah, they're really good at their job.
So yeah, the Jack Diamond pulling away and the Hellcat gear grinds are all from these like
probably won't be the last time you've
German some German fetish videos. Yeah, not now. Now that I know where to find them.
Yeah, go straight to the source.
Where the gold mine is. Okay, so maybe the main topic of this podcast is the image of cars.
And how-
cars come with an image.
And it really is bigger than everything else.
I think it is only after the fact, right? It really has little to do with the car, that, or at least the one we're talking about. The image that a car takes on at like year X after its release.
Yeah, I mean, every car has an image. That's why people buy them.
Right.
A lot of it. Like, why does someone lease a 3 Series?
Yeah, that one.
But that's more like overall.
That's a good example because it's like the image people buy it for is like powerful, successful, executive, money, class, whatever. It's like they're buying into. That's the image that BMW supplies.
Right.
And then the image most people see is like douchebag. Like,
aggressive driver. Yeah.
Like it doesn't know how to drive. Like thinks highly of himself. Like probably a lease.
Yeah.
You know, like all about image. And so it's really the latter that we're talking about. Like the thing that, the like image that we assign.
That the owners provide.
Yeah, the stereotypical owner of a car.
To the owner group. Yeah. And so I think, were you asking like...
It was like, has there ever been a car that you really like or would have bought but didn't because you don't want to be like looked at as the kind of person that drives something like that?
Yeah, I don't know that I have not bought a car because of an image. I don't think. Why have you?
I mean, I wouldn't buy an STI today.
That's probably the biggest one.
Like I bought one in 2007 when it was like still brand new in America, so it didn't have that image. But if I were to do it again today, I would get a Civic Type R.
Yeah, Civic Type R is not really. It's not wrecked.
It's not. It's not common enough. There's not enough of them around to be. But I don't know. Like, there's been a few times that I've like almost bought a WRX.
Yeah, because they're great cars,
right? And I'm just like, I mean,
but then you got to get all those daily driven stickers.
Which you really shouldn't. I mean, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah. This kind of stuff
in a perfect world. In a perfect world, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll be honest. This kind of stuff doesn't really bother me. I don't really care, and maybe it's because I don't live in that much of a like car town. Yeah. But like cars aren't popular enough for anyone to like notice you.
But I think Corvette is another big one.
Yeah.
Like a Corvette is a phenomenal car. Like it's cheap, it's fast as fuck, it's reliable.
The old guy.
Right. But it's like but how many people that like driving or like fast cars just won't touch a Corvette because of the like
old guy in a Corvette.
Yeah,
old
like
guy,
midlife
Hawaiian
crisis,
shirt.
Right. The like bad image that surrounds it.
Yeah, I feel like this was bigger maybe 10 years ago with like, I'd never drive a domestic.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Remember how much that used to be a thing?
Yeah.
Like imports versus domestics. It's kind of not.
You had to pick a side. And,
you know, it's like they all make good cars now.
There's still like fragments of that.
Right.
I'm sure there are.
The deepest corners of like forums.
Yeah. They're just not. It's like a domestic car today. I think it's because all the remarks were like, oh, as soon as you hit a corner,
like not that long ago. I can't remember. I think it was on one of the Type R forums. Someone was saying like, "What other cars did you look at before you got a Type R?" And I think one guy brought up like the Camaro SS, one LE. And one guy's like, "Oh, it's fine if you only care about going in a straight line." Like he was like still pulling out that one,
living in that world.
Like if you care about corners, you got to get the Type R.
Yeah, right. Instead of the Camaro that'll just fucking walk the Type R
around a track,
around an autocross. Yeah. It was just like, that's what I was thinking because I saw the other day a SS, like an 01
Camaro
or something. Yeah. Like bone stock, silver SS. And was SS wasn't just V8, right? It was like
Z28 was the V8.
SS.
Like a little bit quicker.
Okay. Yeah. Cause SS was like the WS6 version, right? Yeah. So I saw a pretty clean stock SS with like the hood scoop and like cool wheels and stuff. I was like, damn, that is really cool. When was the last time you saw a stock, like that generation Camaro?
Right.
But it just made me realize how crazy different that product is
now.
Now versus then. It's like a total blast from the past. I mean, it's essentially a different product.
Yeah.
It couldn't be. I don't want to say it couldn't be further because it's like kind of the same motor. But like it's just such a different car,
especially compared to what it was competing against at the time.
Yeah, that's just like, it's a pretty weird looking car and has like crazy long overhangs and stuff on that thing.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see.
Yeah,
Again,
those things have kind of disappeared.
Yeah. It stood out to me. I hadn't seen one in a long time. But yeah, just that kind of thing where it's like, yeah, they handled fine for what they were, but like those don't handle
right.
Well,
no,
not notified. But like a 1LE is like
one of the best handles.
It's like better than an M3,
right,
or something. Yeah, that's funny that you saw that because it's like rare for people to still even bring that up
to still have that thought process.
It's still out there.
Yeah, because you can't even say like build quality or like any of that. It's like there's nothing left. They've like addressed all of them. It's like, I just don't like V8s. It's about the only place you can go with that one.
Yeah, but that what more on like the image, like the Miata is another one that's kind of funny.
Miata's a good one.
And the Miata actually kind of brought me to like this weird like double standard that a lot of like car enthusiasts or even like journalists have. Like somebody will make like a dumb comment, like, oh, Miatas are like feminine or whatever, or like weak, which is, I mean, I don't think that many people really believe.
Yeah,
maybe some do.
Sure.
Like, I won't drive a Miata because I don't want to look weak.
Yeah.
But then like all the people that love me, I was like, why are you so like insecure with yourself? Like, do you have something you need to tell us? Why don't you want to drive a Miata? But then like those same people will also like have the same thoughts about like other cars. Yeah. Like, I would never drive a lifted truck. I don't want to look like some tough guy. Like
big trucks. What a fragile ego.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, it's all the same thought, just kind of expressed.
The whole big
ways.
truck thing. Like big trucks to me are pretty dumb. I do think they're pretty dumb. Just because they're so inefficient on the highway. It's like, I think that's what gets at me the most. It's just like huge tires, huge lift. It's just like everything about them. It's like you are spending a ton of money to look a certain way.
Right. That's kind of what everyone does.
But yeah, at the same time, it's like people go nuts over like cars that have so much more performance than you'll ever use.
And then the same people are also like usually very particular about the way a car looks for some reason.
Yeah.
They're like, why don't you drive you should drive a Miata. Why do you care what people think about you? And then like, oh, the Type R is so immature. I wouldn't even be seen driving that. It's like, do you or do you not care about how a car makes you look?
Yeah. Certain cars. Yeah. Certain cars they do. I will say that even just, how long has the Type R been out? Like 2 years or something? It already looks kind of not common, but like...
It's settled.
It is just so crazy how you get used to a design.
Right.
Like I remember thinking like, really? Are people going to get used to this? Like,
it doesn't even... Honestly, like when I see one out, like it doesn't even look that much different than like a regular Civic.
No,
like Sport.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's just got a little spoiler on the back.
It's just funny, like the how much like car people think about the looks of a car. Yeah. Or at least how much they like to talk about it.
Yeah.
They see something that's like, dude, I would buy the Type R in a second. It's just so over the top.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to see me driving that.
I just can't be seen.
Or even like the modifications of cars. Like we already talked about lifted trucks for like stance people. Like it's like a stance person making fun of a lifted truck person.
True, yeah.
Because it's like they're both so inefficient and like...
Stance is so bad. Stance is so dumb.
Yeah.
But it's like they're both in the same category, just different ends of the
different flavors of them.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you don't like either of them, so
I just can't get behind stance. It's so bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a car. You can minor mess up a car's performance for the looks, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Like when I was at the shop having some work done to the M5. The fuel pump. I changed the fuel pump like 4 years ago, maybe. Mm-hmm. And it had always made a weird noise ever since I changed it. And those cars have kind of weird fuel pumps, thermostats. Those are like the two like maintenance things in those cars. And I was like, I don't want to fuck with this again. Cause like, what if I messed it up or something? And I know that if you know what you're doing, it's a very fast, you pull the rear seat, pull the fuel pump, like swap it out. And so I took it to that shop and literally the guy did it in like 20 minutes while I was talking to him. And it was cool to see. I love watching like really good mechanics work. Yeah, because they're so efficient and fast. Yeah, it's my efficient man swaps fuel pump in 10 minutes. I'm just like in the corner beating on. And it was funny too, because I was out there talking to him, and then I went to the front, and it's like, well, shop time on that was 2.5 hours. It's like, yeah, what are we going to do about that? You know? So anyways, the guy, we were going on a road test, and this is so dumb, but I just can't let people drive my car without me in it.
Yeah.
I just won't do, even if I trust the mechanic, it's just like, I just won't do it. So we're doing a road test, and he was saying something about corner balancing. Where he's like, yeah, the point of coilovers is to corner balance. Like you adjust each side to make sure the cross weight percentage and stuff. Right. And in my mind, I was like, nah, it's for looks. It's like, yeah, I hear you, you know, but he's just one of those where it's just like, it's for performance. Like, why would you do anything other than performance? It's like, well, some people like the looks of a car is a big part of the car. You know, it's like, settle down, guy.
A lot of people just don't want to admit it.
Yeah, it's like he's just like, why would you put coilovers on if you're not going to corner balance? It's like, yeah, I get it, but it's like, this is also a 2-ton sedan. You know? This is giant sedan. Still corner balanced it. I didn't want to look like a bitch.
But it's kind of like the hypothetical question of like, would you rather have like the best driving, best sounding car that looks like shit, or vice versa?
Right.
Would you rather have like a car that looks like a Ferrari, whatever, 250 GTO, but drives like a Toyota CHR?
Yeah.
Or would you rather have the car that looks like a Kia that drives like a F40?
Yeah. You just kind of have to find your balance.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like, even as you just said that, it's like,
I don't think I'd have either.
Well, looks, it's funny to say this, but it's becoming more and more of a relevant topic as electric cars come up. But like the sound of a car is like so important.
Yeah.
To some people, not for every situation, but like for a pleasure vehicle.
Yeah.
The sound of a car is just like huge. And a car that like doesn't drive that well and doesn't look that good, but sounds awesome, would be pretty tempting.
It earns some points.
Because the sound is huge. Yeah. I mean, you like, some people are visual and some people are auditory. You know, I'm not saying it's the only dimension that matters, but like, it's huge. It's huge. And I remember when they started doing like kind of quiet, isolated cars, but now they'll have like audio supplement to the engine note inside the cars because they're so isolated. You kind of have to put some noise in. And people were like, that's so dumb. Like they went back and forth where it's like, who cares? And people were like, it needs to sound good. Yeah. And I remember thinking like, yeah, that is a dumb topic to argue about, like the sound. Right. Who cares? And now more and more it's like, man, yeah, like it's kind of weird to admit, but it is a huge factor. Oh yeah. It's a huge factor. The sound of a car. I mean, there are some cars that's like, they're only the sound. It's like, they don't age that well except for the sound, or like an old carbureted, like something, you know, or like any of that stuff.
Or like when people will like put side draft carburetors on something like only for the sound.
Because it sounds freaking sweet. Yeah. And it's like $2,000 for like plus 2 horsepower somewhere and like negative 10 somewhere else. But it's like, open it up. Open that thing up and it sounds sweet. Yeah, image of a car is a tough one.
Or it's another example, like the same people that, like, you know, will praise a Miata. Like, why, you know, Miata's not weak. Just drive it. It's the best handling car. Like, no, I wouldn't drive a Corvette. That's like a dumb old guy's car.
Yeah. That's some baby boomers, whatever. Yeah, that is an interesting one. Yeah, I just don't care. Like Corvette, totally. I'd drive it. The thing that stops me from those is like, that interior. Yeah. On a C5, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, that is an interesting topic. I'm curious if anyone else has like not avoided it.
Or maybe they just like the image so much. That's I bought a WRX because I want to be part of the community.
People, I think that's a big part of it. Yeah. I mean, it's like, if you want to be included in something, WRX right now is probably one of the strongest like youth brands.
If you want to rediscover your youth.
Yeah.
If you want, well, I just mean if you are young.
Imagining some like 60-year-old dude buying a WRX, like, hey, where can I go hang out? Where's the
Dude,
meet?
serious, like get every like clean STI you can and put it in an airplane hangar because they will. You want to talk about reliving your youth. Everyone right now is going nuts for those things. They're definitely going to circle back.
Yeah.
Unless they're still making the identical one.
Yeah.
20 years from now.
You never know.
You never know. That could be. Yeah. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah. It's a good topic.
Okay, we had a request for are there any abandoned video topics that we've batted around?
So in case anyone forgot, Carbros was started as
Carbros
a
is a YouTube channel.
films.
Parody.
Once upon a time,
Yeah, we made parody videos.
We made videos. Now we just now we just remind people
that we're still working on.
that one time, we just perpetually talk about making videos now. But someone asked, are there any cutting room floor kind of abandoned
entire
ones?
projects that we just
and honestly, there's not a lot because so much of what we've come up with, you could just let's just port that into another video.
Right.
It's not just,
and there's also a lot of stuff that we do plan to make.
Right.
yeah, we
we still got hopes.
we've got 10 years worth of videos.
Right.
But
we were talking about there's a few that are good ideas, but probably not enough to really spend the effort and money to actually produce.
Yeah, one was
I don't even remember when I came up with that. It was a long time
years,
ago.
probably.
Yeah, it was near the beginning.
but it was either an owner, a documentary thing,
Or just like a journalist
review
type,
or something. Yeah, old Hyundai versus new Hyundai.
Yeah, it was kind of based on how everyone talks about BMW.
Yeah.
How they
They aren't what they used to be.
how they lost their way.
Right. I remember the E36 or E30.
Yeah.
It's nothing compared.
What made them good?
Right.
What are they?
It was
now?
essentially I don't think, it was either going to be an owner or just a journalist, and he had whatever the shittiest Kia from the 90s was.
Yeah, right.
Sophia.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Sophia is probably a good one.
I don't even know what a Sophia looks like.
I don't know, but imagine it's jelly.
I know it sucks.
Yeah.
It was that. He drives that, and then he drives the Stinger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did they lose?
Yeah, and he was just talking about how they lost their soul and they kind of sold out for mainstream.
Yeah, the new car is nothing that made enthusiast group is throwing up in their mouth at this new mainstream loser
it's just
mobile.
talk about how raw, how much the emotional response of the old one.
Yeah, basically
just very analog.
Yeah, very mechanical.
Just picture the driving clip of a shitty Sophia running on 3 cylinders, and this guy just splooging,
just blow
the steering is alive in my hands, and just rattles and stuff.
And he was going to say if you buy a Stinger, you just look like a poser BMW. You're just trying to fit in, but
Jumping on
just
the
on the
Kia bandwagon.
Yeah, but back then, a Sophia really said something about
it
really made a statement.
It was the true poor man's Toyota Tercel.
You stood for something. Yeah, you rejected the Paseo. You went against the grain of the more polished.
You bought a car strictly based on the monthly payment. That could have been good, but I think the hardest part would have just been finding a shitty enough.
If I would have had to buy a Sophia.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, we don't want to.
If someone wants to make that, just give us credit.
Yeah, go ahead and put her name in the footnote at the end or something. The other one just kind of...
it was more of a time thing.
Yeah, kind of it was very relevant at one point, and pretty much as we just said, isn't anymore.
Yeah.
But when the Type R very first came out,
Every article about it
is just about the looks.
Yeah.
It's almost overshadowed the driving experience. It's just the looks.
And there was always I buy it, but
I'm too old. Yeah, I'm in my 30s now.
I have to take a car to work, and people are going to see me.
Yeah, there were a lot of comments. The negative ones were the rational negative comments was I have clients.
Yeah,
or I go to work. I work in a professional office. And
people will see me driving.
And these were legitimate. People actually saying this, not us joking.
And it wasn't just one or two people. It was a very common.
Yeah, and so when the car was brand new, we had this idea for video of this whole series of this guy buys a Type R.
The videos would be the Civic Type R ruined my life or something.
So it's like he buys a Type R and then it's just a whole bunch of situations
where he gets fired from his job.
Or like, well, Johnson, like you've got the job. Like, oh, great. I can't wait.
He was going to like peek out of the blind.
He's like, when I was your age, you know, and like old like manager kind of like sitting down to talk to him and like gazing out the window or something. I think you'll have a successful career here. And then like, hold on.
Whose car is that?
Yeah. Whose car is that in the...
Oh, that's my new Civic Type R.
Is that your car? Get out of my office.
Don't ever come here.
And there's gonna be one with the guy's like a real estate agent. And there's like a couple like getting ready to like buy the house. Like, the realtor should be here with the papers any minute to like sign this.
Here comes the realtor.
Then he pulls up like, the deal's off.
Pulls up in the Civic. That's your car.
You call yourself a professional?
Oh my God, honey.
Yeah, dating too.
Let's go.
I think it was going to be like the same guy, just like
and it's just like a series.
And eventually, like he gets lower and lower. Where like he's delivering pizza, and people won't even take the pizza because the car is like too immature. Like,
the pizza driver's here. Like, oh my God!
Don't answer the door.
Answer the door. Is that a? What is it? Dad, I want to see. Don't.
Must be just some hoonigan.
Vents everywhere.
Clients.
Yeah. Like picking up some girl for a date. Okay, bye, Dad. Like, hold on, Shelly.
You're not going.
Get my gun. Oh, nice to meet you, Mr. Thompson. Stay away from my daughter. Just, what? Why did you buy that car?
Damn, why did we not make that?
Well, it's just not. I don't know. I don't think it would.
And it would have had to have been done like at that time.
And so when we were at was it LA Auto Show? I think that's where it was. The guy who we gave the most improved rims thing to, he was the like marketing manager. He's pretty high up for like
Davis.
North America. Yeah, Davis Adams.
Shout out to Davis.
Shout out to Davis.
Sup, Davis. I remember we were talking to him. I think it was like the first day we were like, can we get you on camera?
Yeah.
And did he know who he was? I feel like he was like, oh, okay. We were like, oh, yeah, car bros, whatever. And then like day 2, he was like, oh, I know who you got.
He looked it up.
Either he looked it up or like he wasn't sure. And he was just like, he's like, I got to be honest, I'm pretty afraid of you guys. Like, he was pretty uncomfortable with it. And so like we had a decent rapport with him, like by the end, like we were kind of talking to him.
Because we were trying to get a press car.
Yeah, and so it was a super hot car at that moment.
Yeah, a year
and we were like, dude, do you think we could get like a press car for a video? And he was like,
I think if we would have like said it was some lame video, we probably would have.
Yeah, if it was like, oh, we want to do like a review. Because you know, everyone at that point is just like a bunch of YouTubers.
Right.
It's like automotive journalism is like a bunch of YouTubers.
Right.
And so they're all kind of like, oh, you know, like playing the game and stuff. And it's like, that's fine. And then we were like, okay, we've got this idea for a video. We're like, this guy buys a Type R, then
ruins his life.
Like nobody likes him and he's a social outcast because of this car. And we're like talking to him about it. And he's just like, what the fuck? like, get away from me. And so that didn't really work out.
We should have just lied.
Yeah. We were trying to. Yeah, we should have just lied. We were trying to get it through some other route, but like by the time you bought one,
right?
And it was like
6 months later.
it's just not.
By that time, the ship had kind of sailed.
Yeah, I feel like that ship's kind of sailed. But that one could have been pretty good if it was executed well. But I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Cutting room floor now. I think it's a little too late for that.
Yep.
Okay, let's do one more thing. We'll do another comment. So Mark, how do you say that? Saul.
Sorry, Mark.
What's up, Mark?
We're not good at this. What's up, Mark? One of our patrons. He asked, how did he frame this? A car we liked.
We liked it first, but then after you drove it, you're disappointed in it.
Is that how you put it?
Yeah.
Good question, Mark. And you had put this on here, but the 918, the Porsche 918, was a pretty good answer.
Yeah.
Not that I drove it, you drove it.
I drove it, but I mean, I
was with you like the entire time.
You get it enough. That Porsche 918 is a solid answer because Porsche. Sorry,
Porsche.
Yeah, Porsche. Porsche 918. It's a hypercar.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
Yeah. They only made less than 1,000 of
sort of
them.
like the most extreme car.
One of the most extreme cars you can currently or ever buy. First of all, getting into that thing, getting into any of these like carbon tub hypercars,
it's a real bitch.
Yeah, you gotta like, it's like you're stepping over your living room couch, you know, like you came up behind, you didn't want to like disturb the people at the movie theater, so you step over and into your seat. It's kind of that sort of thing.
Like, and the taller you are, the worse it's going to be.
Yeah, and so it's like fixed back carbon bucket seats with this like, you have to straddle this like 3-foot gap
hunk of carbon
tub. So like once you're in this thing, you're finally in it, and it is just such an overwhelming experience. Regardless of the fact that it's all the dollars, you know, or it's like, hey man, if I like curb this thing, it's going to bankrupt me. It's just, it feels to me like, when you play a video game like Madden or something, or like whatever, anything where it's like, design your character, like your character screen, you've got like 100 attribute points, right? Yeah, like where do you want to put it? Like, like dexterity or like strength or whatever. The 918 is just like all the points everywhere. It's like you have like a game genie, and you have like 1,000 points. Like
make a 7-foot tall, 400-pound running back who's like the fastest player.
Yeah, it's like a UFC fighting game, and you're just like holding the right arrow on his strength and height.
Or it's like watching. It's like
your
pitcher can throw like 105 mile an hour fastball, and also has pinpoint control.
Yeah, right. And he can like run a 100-yard. Like it's just like it's just.
And he's also the best hitter on the team.
Yeah, it was just everything. And so it is just like it's too much. It's too much car. It's too much car. It was like, not to say it wasn't amazing. Yeah. But by the end, you're just like, okay, I get it, humans. Like I get what you can make. You know, it's like someone proving they're smarter than you. And you're just like, you win. Like that car was so much that I didn't come away from it like, wow. Like I really want to own that thing. Where there are certain cars where you're just like, oh my gosh, I just want this every day, all day. That one was not that.
And it's weird that its looks do not really match up with the rest of it.
Right. Yeah, it's still a pretty subtle car. Like as far as
most people will think,
especially compared to the the McLaren and the Ferrari.
Yeah, especially in silver.
Most people just think it's like a fancy Boxster or something, or whatever.
The owner of that car though talks about like the fear. I mean, you take that car, it's like, oh, let's go out to dinner in the car, and it's like you're sitting in a restaurant for a fucking hour, just like, what's going on with the car? The car. What's going on with that like bank account outside? And like, I mean, this is true of any exotic. You come back to it and people are like fucking posing with it and stuff, or like touching it, or like leaning on it. It's just like people, when you have that nice of a thing, people kind of like assume it's like a public good. Right. It's like it's like a national park. It's like, fuck you, I get to enjoy this thing too. It's like, no, it's
a photo
car.
opportunity for sure.
Yeah, they're like putting it on their Instagram page and stuff. It's like, dude, this is my car. I'm almost done with it. Like, hold on. Can I sit in it? So yeah, I feel like that one is that'd be my answer.
Yeah.
For that one.
I would say that, and then also on the other end of the spectrum, the like 3rd gen F body. Yeah, I remember I drove a Trans Am GTA.
What year? What year are we talking?
Like 87, 88.
Oh, okay.
Just whatever. Same as like an IROC.
Oh, okay. So 4th gen is the one I just talked about. The 2000s.
Just like those cars are cool looking.
Yeah.
And they have kind of like those cars just drive like shit. Yeah. I mean, like they're so like stiff, but not in a good way. Yeah. Where you just like feel the whole car just like rattling or like
but unstable.
Yeah, it's just like
stiff, but unstable.
It's just very weird. It's like harsh. Yeah. But not in a good way. Yeah. I mean, they're cool cars, but
they're neat.
Just like like one of those cars is just not good to drive. No. Like you're better just to look at it and imagine that it's cooler than it is.
Yeah. The car I think of is the ISF, which is when it came out in like what, 2008 or something like that. Yeah. Like when that car was first announced, I was like, this is like the perfect car, because it's, sedan, big ass V8, performance oriented. And then you got one as a press car and we went and took it out, and just driving it, maybe just because we just drove it around LA, like we didn't take it anywhere crazy, but it just was very disappointing. Like it just felt super mundane.
I remember really liking it.
That's crazy. I love those.
I like it at the time.
I think maybe I hyped it up. Like I just remember coming away from that disappointed. Like it's still a good car, but I just like thought of it as like, holy shit. Like,
but I think that car, I think if I drove it right now, I would feel different about it.
Yeah.
I think like at the time, like, cause in, late 2000s, there wasn't a whole lot of cars like that.
Yeah.
Like a really good automatic.
Right.
And like a really fast.
Yeah.
But now there's like a bunch of cars like that.
I still think those cars are cool. The worst part about them is the interior volume.
Yeah.
It's a pretty pathetic back seat.
Yeah.
And if you get it with a sunroof, which 99% of them have one, headroom's kind of wanting. But I don't know. I think they're cool. But yeah, they're not like, whoa. They're not the M3.
Right.
And the M3 is not even that exciting.
Right.
And so it's like, yeah, it's a Japanese take on M3. Yeah.
I think if it was a stick, I would have liked it more.
Yeah,
but maybe
make it
maybe just because it was that automatic experience and it just wasn't like mind blowing.
Yeah. Well, don't meet your heroes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't meet your heroes, or don't even meet your like your curious potential like crushes or whatever. A third gen. Don't meet your like cousin. Okay, cool. Well, just another reminder, live stream Sunday, 24th, so 5 p.m. Put it on your calendars.
A week from yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't want to get into that.
Don't quote me on that.
We should have it dialed in more than last time. Hopefully.
Yeah, but shit's going to be hot.
Yeah, we got a little special treat.
Expect the world.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Come with extremely high expectations.
It's going to be ISF. What the ISF should have been. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for being here. Thanks for putting up with us. Thanks for all the feedback. Thanks for all the patrons.
Just thanks in general.
Thanks in general. Thanks for letting us do this. Hope you enjoyed.
Yep.
See you next time.
See you.
Bye.